Hey everybody, Sparks Tactical here with another quick video of some great tactical gloves that I recently picked up not too long ago. These are great 511A2 tactical gloves. I was in the market for some tactical gloves a while back, and I wanted ones that had nice dexterity to them. Ones that had great feel, fit my hands nice and tight, allowed me to have great control of the weapon, and gave me a little more grip and stability while using the weapon versus using your bare hands that sweat and get wet and get dirty and oftentimes cause a few complications while I was shooting. So what I did was I went ahead and I researched 511. 511 is a great company. They make a lot of quality products, and so I didn't hesitate when I came across these gloves. Like I said, these are the A2 511 A2 tactical gloves. They only come in black. That is the only color. Everything else I own is either coyote brown or flat dark earth, but these gloves are well worth it. I mean, I picked them up for about $35. And I've seen them as low as $30 and as high as up to about $40. To me, they're worth it. They're very similar. They're like a step above mechanics gloves, and a lot of people like to use mechanics gloves. I see a lot of videos on the internet of guys that prefer mechanics gloves because they're cheap and the dexterity is definitely there. I know in my job and what we do, dexterity is good, and a lot of people dexterity is definitely key, and a lot of people there like to use mechanics gloves. I personally wanted something a little more tactical oriented that was a little more designed for shooting, so I went ahead and I picked up these ones. These gloves are an extra large. I'm about 6'1", 230 pounds, and the larges were almost too tight, to the point where like the seams on the inside of the fingers you could really feel, and there wasn't enough length in between the fingers, and it kind of had like a webbing, and it was real constraining on your fingers. So I went to the extra large, and extra large is perfect. The backs of the gloves are made out of a stretchable, breathable nylon material. It has covered knuckles, as you can see on both the middle and the fingertips. Have the same kind of it's not really a padding, it's more like a suede material. It's like an extra material that gives you somewhat of better protection than just the breathable, stretchable nylon. The fingertips are sewn on the sides. They're not sewn across the top. On the inside there is a seam. You can feel it with your fingers, but the dexterity is definitely there. Great dexterity overall in the glove, and the fit on these are great. They're nice and nice and firm fitting, and they stretch where they need to stretch, and they give you lots of movement. They're not constricting whatsoever. On the inside of the gloves, they have it's kind of like a suede material, the same as around the knuckles, and it's a nice breathable material. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's very nice. It doesn't heat your hands up. I know a lot of gloves, when you put them on a hot summer day, they're not very breathable, and you sweat profusely in them. I haven't found that to be the case with these gloves. I've taken them out in the summer, all summer long, and even in the springtime, and when you get moving, you get a decent amount of breathability. On the inside of the palms here, you can see it has a synthetic leather that allows you to have a better grip on the weapon. I use these with primarily my AR-15 and my Glock 23, as well as some other weapons, and I personally haven't had any issues with as far as gripping the weapon and having good control over it. As you can see on the thumbs here, on both of them, they're made out of a sweatband material, almost like a towel material, and it's good for wiping your brow or your forehead if you're sweaty, or wiping your nose or anything of that nature. It's a real thick, nice, soft material, so it's, like I said, perfect for wiping sweat off your forehead. As we move further up to the cuffs here, the cuffs are made out of like a stretchable neoprene material, almost like a swimsuit or a wetsuit, and that covers the whole outside of the cuff, and there's a little pull tab here meant for pulling the gloves on. I gotta be honest with you guys, when I first got these, I pulled them on. I had the tendency to want to grab closer to the inside or the outside of my wrist there, and I grabbed the material on the top there, and I ripped the stitching. So I mean, that's only, I like to think it's my fault, not the glove's fault, or it's not a quality issue or anything with the stitching. I think it's just my fault for grabbing that too close and ripping it on. Obviously they made this pull tab here for a reason, so that you can grab it and get a good grip on it without having to worry about ripping the seams. That's the only negative thing I've come across with these gloves in the last 6 months of testing, a little over 6 months. I wouldn't really call it testing, just 6 months of usage. And that's the only thing I can think of that went bad. Another thing, it is Velcro. The cuff is secured by Velcro. It is a nice Velcro. Keeps it very snug and secure on your wrist. The only other thing that I can think of is inside here it has a real soft, kind of like a silk feeling material. And if you leave, like when I first got them, I used to leave them kind of loose, and I'd be lazy and just kind of let them fall on there just to give my wrist a little more movement. And I found that the Velcro, the inside of it, of the Velcro on the tab here, would often rub on there, and it snags a little bit. I don't know if you guys can pick that up, but it does snag, and it wears on the material there. The only other thing I can think of with these cuffs is it's if you wear a watch. I usually wear a watch in my left hand. I don't have it on there, but it's kind of tight on the watch, and the strap won't secure all the way across. I mean, they could probably make this a little bit longer, but if you have a watch, it'll only close to like there, and then that's when the snagging comes on. But other than that, they're really nice gloves. Like I said, I have been using these for about 6 months now. I take them out frequently. You can see a little bit of wear, little creases where my hands where my knuckles fold on the inside of my hands. But they're holding up great, and I really like them. So if you guys are in the market for picking up some good tactical gloves, I suggest looking into 511 and check out their A2 gloves. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and until next time, thanks guys.